Hi everyone, I wanted to put out a video that explains the different components of each module, and one of my goals of this video is to try to walk through the general flow of each module so you can get the most out of what's in there. And each learning module, there's 6 of them, as you will see. They're all set up very similar. This is our main page here, home page of the course. If we go to learning modules, these are 6 learning modules here. You will see from this page that this is just a copy from the syllabus. So please note that the neon blue box means that you have a double assignment due on that day. So you have 2 assignments due on the 9th, you have 2 assignments due on the 10th, 2 on the 11th. The first module is the worst with that. And these assignments are easier. A lot of this stuff you've been exposed to before, and even in even high school math classes. And then you can see it gets pretty rare that we have a double assignment due. There's only 3 more after the first module, so this is not the standard here. But if we click on the first module, and I want to note that my learning module setup will look different from yours, so it's okay. It's not your computer, it's not your browser, even though please be using Google Chrome or Mozilla. Um, but it will look different. So, but it's all the same information. So when you go into a module, any module, I highly recommend that you review the Module 1 outline. This will outline for you the main objectives of the module. It will go over the due dates again and things like that, kind of just a general overview. In your first module here, we have our introductions, and this is via VoiceThread, so I haven't uploaded my VoiceThread yet for you guys, but I will. And these are instructions on how to go about getting your VoiceThread account set up and how to make a comment. It's really quite simple. It's just kind of a cool way to introduce ourselves to each other. You'll be making a comment on mine. So again, just a neat way to introduce each other. But that's obviously not on every module. So now every module has these Module 1 PowerPoints and audio lectures, Module 1 homework assignments, SPSS assignments, exam reviews, and the exam. Some modules have helpful handouts, which I'll show you too. This is a really important area right here, these Module 1 PowerPoints and audio lectures. So the setup here, these are PowerPoints. This is a PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint. Okay, the ones with the globes, these are lectures. Okay, so these are sound bites. So what you'll have to do is open up the PowerPoint. We can open up the PowerPoint. See if I can get it to. So we'll open up the PowerPoint. So you have to do that. This is the PowerPoint, and then go back, and then click on the lecture, and the lecture will start playing Dr. Naylor's lecture on this certain chapter, and then you just kind of have to follow along. They do line up pretty well, and I try to make it as specific as possible. So this lecture goes through slides 1 through 5 on here. This lecture goes through slides 6 through 9 on here. This lecture aligns with this PowerPoint completely. This lecture aligns with this PowerPoint. This PowerPoint does not have a lecture that corresponds with it. It's a pretty simple PowerPoint, as you will see. You have seen things like bar graphs and things and things before. There are only, I think, 2 PowerPoints that don't have a corresponding lecture in the whole course. So please just keep this in mind. I highly recommend that you listen to the lectures in addition to following along with the PowerPoints, in addition to the readings. Dr. Naylor does a really good job of providing examples of going in depth, of synthesizing information and things like that. So I think it can be very beneficial if you get in the habit of doing that. So if we go back to our learning module 1, though, pardon my jumping around here. Went through, we talked about audio lectures, homework assignments, pretty straightforward. There are the homework assignments. I also, at the bottom of these, you have YouTube videos of Dr. Naylor doing the computations for you for a similar problem. So these videos will likely be very helpful for you in terms of the flow of the computations. Now, again, your book outlines all of this stuff, but this is just kind of a nice feature that we have at our disposal here. So please definitely watch those. Um, Homework assignments, you can submit your homework assignments in a few different ways. So if we click on one here, um, some people like simply typing up a Word document and submitting it. Some people like writing it out on paper, scanning it, and submitting it. Some people like writing it out on paper, taking a nice cell phone picture of it, and submitting it. The only thing that I care about is that I can read everything. So if you have, if you show it to your friend or your brother or your significant other, and they're like, I can't really make that out, then you probably shouldn't submit it to me. Um, just I need to be able to see your work and things like that, along with the homework assignments. So you can get partial credits for problems. If you show your work and you go through your computations and you write all those things out, you can get partial credit. And I do like doing that if you're kind of barking up the right tree, but there's just some weird little calculation in one column that you messed up. You shouldn't get, you should not get 0 points for that problem. However, the risk that you run if you only put the answers down, some people only put the answers. If you get the answer wrong, then you get all the points taken off. You may have had the right calculations, but you just messed something up at the very end, and then you don't get any points. So I highly recommend that you show your work. Again, you can submit your homework assignment in different ways, scanning it and into a file and sending it and submitting it to me here, um, taking a picture of it, putting it into a file, submitting it here, just doing a regular Word document. However is easiest to show your work, and do it that way. So, okay, so those are homework assignments. And again, please watch the calculation videos. I think that you guys will enjoy that. Next, we have SPSS assignments. So this is the guidelines on how to write the SPSS write-ups. I copied this into each SPSS assignment folder for the next 5 modules, so you always have it right in front of you. Please go through that. Please, it will explain it more in the modules and the information and then in your book. So I'm not going to walk through what that is exactly, but please follow this write-up format that's here. The other thing that I do for you here is um, I put the SPSS tutorial under the corresponding SPSS assignments. Now, you do not need SPSS, the software, for this course. I know it states that on the syllabus as well. You do not need it. The SPSS assignments do not require you to run the actual calculations. So these SPSS tutorials here are just for your own benefit. If you're interested in SPSS, if you want to know how the test was actually ran and so forth, then you can watch this, but it might help you with the assignments as well. But it's generally just so you can have that knowledge should you be running SPSS calculations in future courses. But the assignments themselves are based on interpretation. So they are interpretation based. So if we open this one up, it's going to give you information necessary to complete it. And then it's going to ask you questions to answer. Pretty straightforward. The other ones will have numbers and things in there. This is a variable assignment, so there's not a lot of numbers there. But again, it's all interpretation. It's not actually running things. Okay, so those are SPSS assignments. Now we have those. That's pretty much a lot of the bulk of each module. Then we have the reviews for the exams and the exams themselves. There are some extra stuff in other modules. This is just the first module, so I think if we go to module 3, the t-test, in some modules you will have a folder named helpful handouts. These are kind of cheat sheets for either comparing different statistical analyses or outlining computational steps, so those can be helpful as well. Please look at those. Again, see, it's the same layout. Module 3 PowerPoints and audio lectures. If we click on this here, it's going to look like the same thing. We have these two lectures corresponding with this PowerPoint. And I give you the actual slide numbers here that correspond with it. Good information. This one has a little note on it. It says that you may have to download it to your computer. There's some sort of weird glitch with Google on this one, so just be mindful of that. But I noted there, so you'll see it. I know you will. Okay, so learning modules. So that's the general layout. See, and it just goes through all 6. So I try to keep it as consistent across modules as possible for you guys. Try to give you all the information you need to walk through the material and complete the assignments and learn. If you guys do see anything that's giving you any issues, feel free to email me. Again, I'll try to make this as user friendly as possible. So please email me if you're having any issues. So this is module 1. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Just keep in mind, guys, that there's a lot of information in this course. In my introductory video, I kind of say this as well. There's a lot of information in this course, but there's a lot of support. So I just kind of showed you all of it, but there's a lot of information. There's a lot of ways to learn the information. We didn't even talk about the book here. The book is fantastic. It is a fantastic statistics book. Lots of examples, really good language used in terms of understandability. Really, really positive things. So all those things together with this supporting information, of course, I have your back with any questions that you have. We'll be able to have a good semester. So again, feel free to email me with any questions. I hope this kind of walkthrough helped in terms of exposing you to what is in each module. Please really dig into this, and we'll go from there. Thanks, everyone.